All right, so we're back with everybody. I think a few of us are back. Sorry about all the technical issues we're having tonight. When you get 4 or 5 people on and you get a little bug, it kind of moves around and everybody has different issues. So we're going to go ahead and start the show. Maybe Jeff, let me bring Jeff in the show. I don't know if you'll be able to hear us or not, but Jeff's in the show. Jeff, are you there? Did I hear Jeff? I guess not. Okay. Hey, anyway, hey guys, you're listening to and watching Amateur Radio Roundtable. It's a show about ham radio, shortwave, electronics, and so forth. And we're so glad you're with us tonight. Also, you may be listening on world famous WBCQ. That's an international shortwave station out of Monticello, Maine. And it's on 7490. We changed frequency. We're on 7490. And if you're out there somewhere in the world listening to us tonight, send us an email and let us know where in the world you are. I'd like to know how you're hearing the station. You can send that email to Tom at W5KUB.com. Tom at W5KUB.com. Let us know where you are, and we'd also like to invite you. If you're listening on shortwave, it's Thursday for you. 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. We're on shortwave, and that's where you're listening. But if you'd like to join us on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m., just come to W5KUB.com, W5KUB.com, and you can join our video show, and we have a chat room and all that. Now, we got a great Facebook group. Join our Facebook group. We have 14,000 members in our Facebook group. Just key in a search for Facebook, just key in W5KUB, and that'll get you to our group. That's just kind of a shortcut to get you there. Let's see. Click that subscribe button. It's right down there. Subscribe button. Please check the subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. Click the little notify button because sometimes we come on with something special, and you might want to know when we come on. So please do that. So we got several things going tonight. I've got a mystery. I got a mystery for our people out there watching. And I hope someone can solve the mystery. And let's see who that was that joined. Glenn joined.
That was me.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to have a mystery tonight, and I really need your help out there in the chat room to help solve the mystery. And it evolves around my dealings all day yesterday with Dell Computer Company. I need your help because they don't know anything. I can tell you that right now. Let's see. Hey, tonight we're going to do a couple things. We're going to talk about hamvention. I'd like to open the phone lines after a while, and I know everybody out there, they don't like to get on the telephone, they don't like to talk on the microphone, they're shy. But guys, we need you tonight. If you went to hamvention, or if you didn't go to hamvention, I want you to call into the show tonight. You don't have to get on video. I'm going to open the phone lines. Now, we can take up to 1,000 people at the same time on the phone line, so just try not to overpower our phone system. But I want to hear your stories about Dayton. Tell me what you saw, what you liked this year. Hey, tell us of your experience in past years. Some of us have been going for 40 years. I went 40 straight years and skipped this year. And I've got a lot of stories, but probably many of you have already heard it. So we're not going to go into all those stories there. Now, our two star roving video reporters are with us tonight, and that's Jeff Hardy, KE8VEI, and Jeff Kerber, N3VE. Now, we're having some difficulty with Jeff's connection, so I'm not sure. Maybe it'll clear up here in a minute, and he can be on with us. But they're the ones that walked around and gave us a good tour of both inside and outside the building on Saturday with our new system of roving and trying to bring remote video into you. So we're going to do that. Hey, I'm gonna give you an update on our balloons that are flying. 112 did come out of the darkness after 7 days. It's down in Antarctica. It did pop out today, and it says I'm flying great, but it's wintertime and it's nighttime, almost 24 hours a day down here. So, but we are still flying here. Let's see. All right, here's what I'm going to do, guys. Hey, I'm going to show you just real quick. I'm going to show you the mystery picture. I'm going to show you the mystery here. Let me see if I can switch over to the other camera. And well, maybe the other camera's not there. Let me see. Oh, let me add the other camera. All right, there it is right there. All right, you guys are seeing that. That was sent in by Clarence Wilson. I don't know if Clarence is in the chat room tonight, but I don't know where Clarence is, but he was watching us on a 40-inch TV there at home. I guess he didn't make it in here, but so we're glad we got a great picture from Clarence Wilson there. Now, let me see where my other picture is. Oh, here's the mystery tonight. Here's the mystery. This is a Dell G16. I think it's a 7260. It's a gaming laptop. It's a fairly high power laptop. We bought it, just bought a new one for the show. We can run the show on. I want you to look at that keyboard, guys. This is the mystery. There's something, to me, majorly wrong with this keyboard. And all Dell can tell me after 8 hours is that that's a design feature. They designed it that way, that it functions perfectly. And anybody look at that keyboard, you might want to
Alt?
take a picture. What?
Where's the Alt button? Oh, never mind. I see it. Sorry.
Yeah. So this is on a brand new, like $1,500 gaming laptop. And there's an issue I've got with this. And I mean, I pull my hair out, and I went through so many different people. And after 2 hours, they'll tell me, well, there's nothing I can do. Thank you. Goodbye. And then so I get another group, and finally, after each group researching it for 2 and 3 hours while we were on the call, they say, well, that must be a new design, and that's a design feature, and it's working as it's supposed to.
Compared to my keyboard, all of the non-alphabetic or numeric characters are upside down, or on the opposite end of the shift.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, we're just going to go into this mystery real quick. For instance, see the question mark and the /.
Yes.
That's not normal, okay?
No, it's usually the other way around.
That's not normal. Now, but I want to tell you something. If I hit that key, normally you shift and you get what's at the top of the key. Is that right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Normally you hit shift and you get the upper. On this keyboard, you have to shift to get the lower. You shift to get the lower. And Dell is selling us like this now. Dell says this is a new design feature. This is meant to be like this. The keyboard works properly. Well, I don't know all the special little symbols. The only way I know if I want the top symbol or the bottom symbol is if it's at the top, and then I know to shift. Now I got to think backwards.
Why would they arbitrarily change it just to change it?
They won't tell me. Hey, after 6 hours, they finally said, well, it looks like a new design feature, but nobody. And I talked to them on the phone last night, and I said, I told them, I said, look, I want to call back, and I want somebody to tell me why they did this. Why?
Yeah.
It's like I have to stand on my head to do shifts, and on all other computers I don't, and it just ticks me off.
Oh, there's no reason to arbitrarily change like that. That means that somebody did something wrong and they're just trying to cover up for it. And personally, I just ship it back and go buy an HP or something else.
Well, this is the G16.
I don't care what it is. If the keyboard's wrong, I ain't using it.
The lady last night told me that I can get, if I want to send it back, the G15 has the right keys, but the G16 has these keys.
Send it back.
I would tell them where to place their G16.
All right, but I want to tell you, I understand that this format is being used. I'm kind of finding out it is being used on some other computers.
It's the first time I've seen or heard of it.
I don't know why. I have a call in, and they're supposed to let me know why this. I said, "Tell me why." I think, it might be a benefit. Hey, it might work better. Just tell me why you did it right now.
Over time, it might be, but I think Clifton in the chat room has it correct. Their Chinese supplier made them wrong, so now it is what it is.
Absolutely.
Well, that's what I'm thinking too. That's what I'm thinking.
Can you replace the keytops?
Well, I mentioned that to one of the ladies I was talking to, and she said, "No, you can't replace the keytops." Well, I know that's not true.
Yeah.
Keytops
should be able to pop those things right off.
Send me some G15 keytops and pop them on there, I don't know. I've got probably a week before I can, it's working fine. It's working fine. I don't know whether to keep it. I hate going through the hassle of sending it back and getting another one.
Yeah, but that's just crazy. Why would you arbitrarily change something that's been the accepted norm from day one without really telling the world that's what you're doing?
Yeah. All right. Well, look, hey, changing configurations in the settings will not fix this because it types right. If I hit that, see that question mark /, if I hit it without shifting, it does the right character. It does the /. Now, if you change, and Dale says, we're seeing if there's some settings we can change to reverse this. I said, the only way you can reverse this is to change the painting on the keytops.
Yeah.
Right.
If you reverse it, then it will be backwards. If you reverse it in software.
No, they've screwed up and they're trying to cover their little butts.
Well, I think they are.
Personally, I wouldn't have it.
I can hear you guys now.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff, about time.
I'm glad you got it going. All right.
You know what? The age-old thing that I tell all my employees is if things don't work, reboot.
Right. There you go. And this app, that's kind of one of the ways out.
Yeah. Well.
Sorry. Print some labels and relabel the keytops.
Well,
exactly.
yeah. Give me some whiteout and put it on there. And,
there you go.
Hey, I don't know. It's just a hassle. It's a hassle.
It should not be that way.
To send it back.
Oh, it would drive me nuts if I had to type like that.
I looked at the specs. I wanted, that's the laptop basically I ordered and I wanted, The G15, she says, is the same. I think the 15 is just a 15-inch screen instead of the 16-inch.
Yeah.
Do I want to go that route? I don't know. Heck,
I would because for me, as much as I type, having those keys backwards from everything else I touch would just absolutely drive me over the edge.
100% agree.
But let me tell you something. I think there is I'm not sure this is an accident. I think on Alienware and some other computers, these are switched.
It may be the modern what people want, but it ain't what I do.
Since this is a gaming computer, maybe there is a reason
why
those are switched. And that's maybe we have some gamers in our chat room. Maybe somebody can tell me, is there a legitimate reason for doing that? Okay. That was our mystery. I hadn't read all the comments, but I'm kind of ticked about it, but I don't know. If you get used to typing.
If it still prints the old symbol without shifting, but convention has been forever that the upper item is shifted, then somebody is feeding you a line of horse hockey, in my opinion. It ain't got nothing to do with gaming.
It prints the right character when I hit the key top. And if I shift, then it will it will print the one it's supposed to shift. But you're backwards.
Exactly.
Someone self-screened a bunch of keys incorrectly and popped them on there. That's it.
Well, where do they get these keys? I never seen a computer had keys like that on it, to tell you the truth.
All right. I have lost my video. I'm surprised I'm still here.
Well, you're looking good there, man. You're looking 25 years younger there now. Okay. All right.
All right. I'm going to have to.
Dating 2023 shirt on. Look at you.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do something because oh, wait a minute. There we go. Just the wrong tab.
Oh, that's it. Error. What? That was error.
That was my fault.
What's the deal? Error between the two ears? What was that?
No, that was PEB KAC. Problem exists between keyboard and chair.
Oh,
I was just going to say that.
Yeah,
it's the interface between the keyboard and the chair.
You know what?
Exactly.
You know what? I think I've lost my camera. Let me look. I don't think my camera's not here now.
I see your keyboard.
I see your keyboard, but I don't see your camera.
That's the wrong. Okay, I changed the wrong. Yeah.
Well, I don't feel so bad anymore.
Mike in the chat room is saying the Alienware question mark is on the bottom. They got a bad bunch of keys and they're shipping them because they don't want to wait for replacements.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to do.
Man, I agree with you.
I'm gonna say tell Dell where they can put that 16 and get you a 15 because your fingers will thank you.
Yeah, I mean I noticed it, but
either that or use an external keyboard, one of the two.
Yeah.
I mean, I get fussy over the feel of the keyboard. The fact that keys are flip-flopped, no, I would be throwing things against the wall.
And the laptop would be one of them.
Yes, it would be the first one.
All right. So guys, let's do this. We're gonna move on. First of all, let's just check around the room here. We've got our two guests tonight. We got Jeff and Jeff. So hey, let's first and both you guys I think are on Eastern time, so I know it's gonna be getting late for you. So Jeff, let's go with N3VE first. How you doing, Jeff? And man, we really appreciate all the fine work you did for us.
Doing great. I was a little tired Sunday afternoon after the 8-hour drive back to New Jersey, and a little tired yesterday. But I'm back in fine shape today, and really enjoyed the hamvention, and the weather cooperated a little bit better than what I think a lot of us expected.
Yeah, well, the weather turned out pretty good, I would say. Yeah. I understand a cold front came through. Didn't you get a little cold there Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, it was cooler.
Saturday morning.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, Friday was a very much warmer day, probably in the 70, maybe even mid to
it was
upper
the mid 80s
70s
on Saturday.
Yeah. Really?
It got cooking out there around 2 o'clock or thereabouts.
But that wind helped keep it down.
The wind, when that wind kicked up, that really brought it perfect. Now, the morning was absolutely gorgeous.
After the rain.
Yep. But the thing is, the rain didn't really fall during Hamfest hours, and the flea market never showed any water. I think there was one 12-inch wide puddle somewhere in the flea market, and that was about it.
Well, if you found it, you're probably one of the few that did, because I didn't see any water anywhere.
No, it was real nice. It was totally dry.
Well, I found the rain when I'm trying to put up our canopy for our Highland County Amateur Radio group, and I didn't realize there was a little pocket of rain left right there, and I pushed up and I got drenched. So I found the only rain at hamvention.
Well, that happens sometimes with tarps and tents.
Yep.
But overall, I say the weather could not have been nicer.
All right. How about our other star reporter there, the other Jeff? How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing excellent.
Come on in here, man. Yeah, hey, you did a great job, man, and you narrated it as you walked around. I thought that was just outstanding, man.
Yeah, no problem. And my drive was slightly less than y'all's because I only live an hour south of Xenia, and so I was able to go home and back and forth each day. So for me, it was awesome. and this was my second hamvention. I've only lived up here since I think it was 18, and then COVID kind of got to us. So,
Yeah.
But that was my second hamvention. Really enjoyed it a lot more than the last year when I went up there and was overwhelmed. But this hamvention I thought was awesome. The weather was awesome. People were nice. A lot of people came up and just talked, and it was a great time. And somebody out there that's never been to hamvention, I would say add it to your bucket list. Definitely come. You'll just be amazed with the amount of stuff that you can see in the forums. You can't take it all in one day. It's impossible.
No, you need at least 2 days. And
yeah,
that second day went so fast. I mean, I got up Sunday morning and it's like, do I really want to drive home or do I want to go back out?
I felt the same way, but decided to drive home just because it's just a long drive for me.
But it was real tempting and say, that's fine. I'll get home at about 10 or 11 o'clock at night. But realizing how exhausted I'd be and turn around and go to work the next day, I'm like, not this year, maybe next year.
Right.
Now, next year, I'm planning to stay.
Well, that's great that you live close there, Jeff. There was a few years that we didn't get a hotel, in town there, and we had to drive really far north to get a hotel at night. And man, we were so tired after walking around all day. We about fell asleep driving to the hotel, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely blessed.
Yeah,
definitely blessed for having it in my backyard. And then I've learned about the 4 days of May.
4 days in May. Yeah.
I want to attend that. This is the first time I heard about it, so I definitely want to attend that next year since it's right up the road.
Yeah. Oh, it's very cool. I'm a member of QRP Archie, and I presented there a couple times. And what they generally do is on Thursday night, they have what they call vendor night, and they have kind of just all sorts of fun stuff. And then Friday night, they have their homebrew competition, and everybody brings a homebrew thing and they vote on who's best. And they also had a side competition. Like last year, it was how much power can you get out of a single 2N2222 before it blows? And Hans from Hans Sumner. What is his called, Tom?
Hans. I don't remember.
Yeah, but he managed to get 4 watts out of that thing, and he didn't blow it. It was absolutely amazing.
Neat. Sounds like a great event. Can't wait to do it next year.
And then they have a banquet on Saturday night and give away all sorts of good prizes and stuff. And the Thursday before the event, they have a series of seminars all day for everybody. So you get it's kind of like a ham fest within a ham fest.
Neat. I definitely will look that up.
Yeah. G0UPL is Hans's call.
All right. I was answering somebody in the chat room here.
Yeah.
How do I bring up the chat room, guys?
How do you bring it up?
At at the W5KUB website.
Okay.
Where it says
so
live video and chat. You can bring up the chat.
Because I had that up earlier.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, all right. Very good. Let's see here. We hadn't got to Mark yet. Mark, are you still there?
I am still here.
All right, man. Well, Mark helped us out there. He was our focal point there at
Mark did a great job.
Xenia and in space 8220. And he put up the Skycam for us, and also we had the Skylink there. Skylink, yeah, Skylink. Starlink. But we ended up our rovers just ended up using their cell service, and it worked great, man. Yeah.
Tom, I did look at. I watched some of my video today and audio, and the video was a little choppy. I was surprised at that because you said how good it was, but it was perfectly viewable. Was
that inside or outside the building?
Both. It just seemed choppy on your playback. Did it look smooth at all when you were watching it?
Well, Well, I don't know, but I was pretty happy with it. I know that walking around out there and trying to get a remote connection is not great. I thought the quality looked pretty good on the video itself. And you're right, it was a little choppy at times, but hey, this is better than what we've ever been able to do, to have someone walk around with a camera. And this is a first for us, you know.
And I apologize for having my finger on the top of my phone. I never even noticed it until
I didn't notice. I didn't notice you had that.
I kept seeing it flick in and out, and I'm like, man, I gotta learn how to hold that better.
Yeah, I've done that before myself.
Well, I'm definitely going to buy a handheld gimbal for next time.
Same thing. I thought the exact same thing.
Yeah, for less than $100, you can get something that should work.
You know, I was gonna go on the internet and look for one too. Right after you saw that girl that had that one,
she said she paid like $20 for it in Hong Kong. Well, in Hong Kong.
Yeah. Well, you can buy anything in Hong Kong. I used to make a lot of trips to Hong Kong, and let me tell you, you know, you talk about ham radio stores. You can walk down the streets in Hong Kong, and every window, every store is full of electronics. And every store has ham transceivers in it. I mean, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like ham heaven there, you know.
Wow.
That sounds really cool.
Yeah. All right. So, well, very good. Okay. I'm going to open in just a moment. I'm going to open the phone lines. So let's see if we can get somebody to participate, and let's talk about our experience there. And we'll get some feedback from some other people. Hey,
I think we got Bill fixing to join us too.
Who is that?
Bill Brown is fixing to join us, I believe.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see.
I sent him the link.
Love to hear what some people have to say about Xenia if they've never been there before.
Yeah.
This is what, the fourth year we were in Xenia after a little hiatus because of the pandemic?
Something like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, while we're waiting here, Bill, let me just give you guys a quick update on our flights. You know, for the show, we have been flying the Pico balloons around the world, and this is the flight path of our balloons. The red one up there is is W5KUB 112. After 320 days, the transmitter quit. So I think it's still flying. It's probably around 350 days now, but 320 days was the last time we got a good transmission. Reason we know that the transmitter quit was it was becoming very intermittent over time, and the altitude was staying the same, but the transmissions were becoming very intermittent. And this thing had a bug in it ever since the launch 320 days ago. The green line is a second flight we launched a little later, and it's been flying now about 230 days maybe. It originally started from Memphis. It made about 4 laps around the world in the northern hemisphere, and it did something very unusual. It crossed the equator. You can see it, Africa right there. It kind of did a zigzag through Africa, and it went down into the Antarctic area, and it's been flying down there ever since. We did get a report from it yesterday. It reported all day yesterday. It had been quiet. It had been quiet for over a week. We hadn't heard from it for over a week. But it's winter time down there. It's dark a lot down there. And it's going to be spotty, but we expect we'll see reports coming back from it every maybe week or 8 or 10 days. So that's kind of the status on our balloons. That's 112. That's W5 KUB 112. You can see it broken out there. Pretty nice flight. And then that is 113 there that started off up in the north and went down to the bottom. Let me see if Bill's in here yet. Let's see, Bill. I don't see Bill in here yet, so I can't add Bill. So anyway, that is kind of where we are with our balloons. We're not doing another one yet. We're not doing another launch yet, but we still have that one up. I want to do something different. Don't know what it is yet, but we're gonna kind of take a little break from launching since we kept one in the air for the last 3 years or so. We're gonna take a little break. We still have one flying, and we're gonna try to come up with something new that we can do. So that's our story, and we're sticking to it there. I'm gonna put the phone number on here, and let me start the phone system up, and let's see if we can get some people in here. All right, if everybody just kind of hang in there with us, we'll be back in about 1 minute, and we'll have the phone lines open.
Got cabin fever? Look no further. Spring is in the air, and ICOM has just what you're looking for. We have top quality base stations, mobiles, and handhelds that are perfect for working your favorite bands. Want to catch a sneak peek at our upcoming IC905 SHF release? See it at our booth at the Dayton Hamvention. ICOM's newest amateur FM transceiver is the IC V3500. With a compact body and simple interface, this radio is a must for those looking for a long-range mobile with a fresh look. The ICT-10 is a rugged portable that meets or exceeds standard military testing. With an IP67 waterproof rating, the ICT-10 can withstand any field activities ahead. Hear transmissions and listen to FM broadcasts with the loud 1500 milliwatt speaker. The IC7300 is a high-performance, innovative HF transceiver with a compact design that will far exceed your expectations. This innovative HF transceiver digitizes RF before various transceiver stages, reducing inherent noise in different IF stages. The IC7300 changes the way entry-level HF is designed. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information on ICOM radios.
All right, I'm looking. I still don't see Bill. All right, guys, I'm gonna put the phone number up here, and let's see if we can get some participation.
Bill should be here in a minute. We're getting him the link.
Okay. All right, I just put the phone number up there, guys. Let's get some participation there. We might even pay you if you call in. Hey, what do you think, Glenn? It's getting where we have to pay people to call in now.
Yeah, well, as soon as you pay me, I'll call in.
I was going to say,
All right.
if you want to triple my salary from this last weekend, I'll call you.
Well, I'll just
why stop at tripling, man? You did such a good job.
Yeah, I'll go out on a limb right now. I haven't talked to our board of directors, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna say I'm gonna double from this point forward. I'm doubling everybody's salary. Okay. That should make you happy. That should make you happy there. All right, so the phone number is up there. Let's see if we can get some precipitation in here, man.
Well, while we have this lull in the action, did anybody record my forum on Saturday?
Well, Hamvention always posted and recorded all the forums the last few years. I'm guessing they did yours. I just hadn't looked for it yet.
I don't know. I'll have to go look, but I don't remember seeing anybody set up in a static recording. I mean, I saw a lot of phones and handheld cameras, but I don't think I really saw anybody with a tripod and stuff.
Yeah.
If not, Tom, we probably might want to set up a day in the next couple of weeks, and let me just do that forum as the show, and just recreate it.
We can do that. We can either have a special show for it, or we can do it on a Tuesday show.
Whatever works for you. But yeah, I mean, several people have asked for it.
All right.
But let's see if Hamvention does it first, because there's nothing that's gonna beat that live presentation, because it was just so fun. I can't remember the last time I had so much fun.
Well, that's good.
I apologize, but what was the topic?
It was Arduino.
Oh, okay.
It was called Arduino: The Next Generation, and it was talking about the newer generation of Arduino microcontrollers and components and parts and fun stuff.
All right, guys, look, the phone number is on the bottom of the screen here, 716-427-1083. Dial that number, put our code in, 407051 pound. Ah, nope, I thought we had somebody. Remember, we can only take 1,000 people at a time, so, kind of pace yourself.
Someone needs to call in. I mean, there was plenty of people in Xenia.
Oh yeah.
I need to get Hambot. I just need to get Hambot to give them a fake prize. Maybe they'll call in then.
There's got to be someone out there that has a story to tell.
I mean, I've got some stories over the years, but I've told them on here, and I'm not going to.
I have a short one if you don't mind.
Go right ahead.
So when I was working our booth, we had two guys. I'd say they're 17 to 20-year-olds came up, and we had a bunch of books from covering every topic. And these two kids started digging through there, and they were amazed. And they started pulling out books, and they were so excited. I mean, their just eyes just lit up. And when I asked them, I said, well, why are you guys so excited over these books? And they said, because this type of subject from that year's is not covered in anywhere online. It's not scanned in. And he goes, and this kind of historical books or any books of this age and genre is disappearing. And he goes, when you throw this out, there will be never this information will never be captured again. And they were just so excited. And you can tell that generation is excited to get into amateur radio, get into electronics. And so to me, it looked like, wow, there's a lot of young people that want to get into amateur radio, and they're excited for it. And it's great to see, because without new people coming in, amateur radio eventually dies. So good on them, and it really made me excited.
Great. Hey, that's a great story there. Hey, we've got two callers on here. Let's see who they are real quick. Hey, caller, how about the caller in the 502 area code? Hello.
Hello. This is Phil with Golf Force here, Tango. I would like to compliment you and your crew on the excellent job you did at Hamvention. It really made me miss it even more since I couldn't go. And I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I tried to email you a picture, I think, from 2010 of your booth. And you had a banner across. The first letter was blocked by a leg. The rest of the banner said A5KUB.com.
Yep.
Was that an old website you used to run?
Well, let me try to answer that. I've got your picture. I'm going to try to pull it up in a minute, but that picture was made out in our booth, and my call used to be WA5KUB. Is that what you're asking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my call, I got it back in 1964, and it was WA5KUB. I dropped the A a number of years ago, just to shorten it a little bit, to W5KUB. So yeah, hey, the picture you sent us, we were out in a flea market. That was probably 30, 35 years ago. I really appreciate you sending that picture to us.
Yeah, I had many enjoyable moments waving to my wife from your camera.
Yeah, people used to just come out there and stand in front of our camera and call home on their phone, and we used to get a lot of business that way. I'll put it that way. Nobody bought anything; they just got on camera,
I think you made a lot of spouses very, very happy. And
well,
my wife got hooked on your interviews.
Well, there's two things there. First of all, several people came by that said they were in a witness protection program, so they didn't like the camera being there. And then again, some people got in front of the camera just to prove to their spouse that they were there and not somewhere else. Hey, let's see who else is on the phone. 662 area code. Are you there?
Yes, I'm Charlotte in Mississippi, and I'm watching y'all on YouTube, and you guys are inspiration to me. I'm a future ham. I go back to the early 70s.
Let me mute that call. Okay. And your name is Charlotte?
Yes, I'm Charlotte in Mississippi, and I'm studying for my ham license, and my father got me into ham receiving along with him when I was in elementary school, and I still have the antique receiver that we used, and he wanted to get his ham license but never mastered Morse code. So now that CW is not required, I'm planning to become licensed. But I want to ask y'all, what is the best means of study? Is it the phone apps or the book or videos? What is the best?
Well, okay. So I haven't really studied for my license since 1964. Anybody can have any ideas on what the best study is?
I can help with that.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I'm studying for my general. For technician, it's actually not that hard. And I used basically, I think it was Ham Test Prep or something like that. It's a free online service. And I just memorized the questions and answers. It was very easy to protect. I think it was 35 questions or something like that. Not hard. For general, I am not really good at reading the book and understanding. So I do, that's the one right there. I do a mix of, I have the book from Gordon West for general. Also, I have watched YouTube videos online that cover the general material. And on top of that, I do the quizzes at hamstudy.org. So it's all depending on your study style and how you remember things. So each person has a different way of learning and understanding material.
Yeah. Now, Jackster in the chat room is recommending Ham Radio Prep. And my general feeling on this, now I'm like Tom, I haven't had to upgrade in forever, but like he said, just, whatever suits you, start with the online stuff since it's generally free, and use whatever else you need if you think you need to fill in the gaps.
Let me add to this. So I haven't had to upgrade for 26 years, but back then there were only the books, the Gordon West books, or I don't know if there were any other books other than Gordon West at Radio Shack, but having the ability to read through the question pool was important to me. And now there's online ways to take the test. So I would read the question pool, take some notes as you do it, and mental notes also, and then use something like this Ham Study. This one here, this guy kind of he impressed me out there when I was talking to him. I just happened to have some material from hamvention next to me, hamstudy.org, and actually he says that the web app is free. It's the mobile app that costs $4, so you can do this online for free. And they say the algorithm will keep you learning, because it will let you know when the questions that you don't know, it will repeat those, and the ones that you do, the things that you comprehend, that it will only test you once in a while. So that's the way I would do it.
And just a reminder, the general pool questions, I believe they change at the end of the year. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's why I'm trying to push hard to get it this year and not have to try to remember a new pool of questions for next year.
All right. Well, I hope
thank y'all.
I hope that helped you, Charlotte. Hey, Charlotte.
And don't be afraid to take the test. Just go in there and take the test. If you don't make it, they'll help you.
Hey, Tom.
Take it again.
Charlotte, where are you located, Charlotte?
Cleveland, Mississippi.
Glad you didn't say Charlotte.
21, did you say 21 Mississippi?
Cleveland.
Is that
Cleveland.
a city? Is that a city?
Yes, it is. It's down.
Yes, Cleveland, just like Cleveland, Ohio, but in Cleveland, Mississippi.
It's about 120 miles south of me.
I'm halfway between Memphis and Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay, wait. Maybe I misheard something.
Cleveland.
Cleveland. It's Cleveland. Where did I get the 21?
I don't know, but 21's not a city in my book.
Well, that's what I was asking. I'm thinking if they're going to name a city like that, we're going to have a 22 and there's 23 and 25.
No. I mean, she's in Cleveland, Mississippi.
I got it. Yeah. Well, somebody told me in the chat room where that was too. Well,
Yeah.
hey, Charlotte, thanks for calling in and good luck on your test. You'll get it. Just study.
Thank y'all so much.
You'll get it there.
Yeah, and call back and let us know when you pass.
Yeah, join us.
Join
us
us
every night.
Hey, Tom.
Don't be afraid to go out and take that test. Just go take it.
I think we got Bill Brown came in on the phone. He came in on the must be a landline. Bill don't have a
I had to go old school on this one.
Yeah, he had to go old school, man. How you doing, Bill? Did you stay up there all weekend, or did you come back early?
Failed, don't use the phone lines.
Yeah.
My computer just took the last 45 minutes to update Windows right as I was trying to log in the show.
Yeah. All right. Well, you need to upgrade.
And it all says, please wait, do not shut your computer off. It should actually say, please do not throw your computer out the window.
Exactly.
Well, you need to do that a couple hours before showtime.
Well, it decided to do it automatically.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to talk with Bill Gates about that. It seemed like he scheduled stuff right in the middle of our show.
I had a time when I had a security camera going, and I was away for a week, and I had the camera pointed at my front and back door, recording any movement. And on Tuesday night, it did an automatic Windows update, which shut my security program down. And on Wednesday morning, somebody broke into my house and stole thousands of dollars worth of stuff. So Bill Gates cost me a lot of money by those updates.
I think that sounds like a lawsuit to me, man. To Bill Gates.
I'm sure you clicked off on something.
Yeah, he's got well-paid lawyers.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I wanted to let you know we had a great time at Dayton. I was only there on Friday, and we had beautiful weather. No storms this time, or thunderstorms, or pouring rain, and we managed to have a great forum. We had a balloon sat forum, and we had 150 people or more at the forum. We had Ken K9YO from the Northern Illinois Bottle Cap Balloon Brigade, the ones that were potentially shot down by the jets over Canada, and he gave a great talk. And Hans Summer, G0 UPL from QRP Labs, talked about his tracking transmitters, and then we had a talk about the Antarctic balloons. So it was a big audience, and I didn't see too many people get up and leave during the show, so they must have been able to keep them awake. And then right afterwards, we launched 2 APRS trackers in pretty high winds. It was 10 to 15 knots, right from the food court. I reasoned that there was probably a lot of heat generated by all those food trucks, and that there'd probably be a good thermal uplift, so I let it go right before. We managed to miss the food trucks and the hams, and it went right up in the air, just popped right up in the thermal.
Well,
and,
last year we launched there, and it actually stopped at the corn dog stand before it took off.
Well, yeah.
So we launched W8BI-11 and -12, and they're currently doing loops around the Atlantic Ocean out of range of APRS. I flew APRS only because of the big crowds and the high winds, so I didn't want to get snagged on anything this year. But hopefully they'll be showing up in Europe here in the next couple of days after they do a couple loops around the mid-Atlantic states. But worked well, had a great crowd, and I had a good time visiting with everybody.
Well, great. Glad you made it up there, and as you probably saw or have realized, we just did the show remotely this year. We had
Yes,
Jeff and
I,
Jeff.
I don't think you were doing anything on Friday,
No,
but I had to leave on Saturday, so
yeah.
I had to come to a graduation back in Alabama, so it was a whirlwind tour this time.
All right, well, very good. Okay, hey, we need some more callers. Come on in here, give us a call, guys. Bill's the only one on the line now. So maybe we'll get another caller or two. We're going to up our payment. We're going to double our payment to the next caller that comes in over what we paid the last callers. So,
hey, let's say the calculator 2 times 0. Let's see, what does that equal?
But you have to carry the 2, and
it was 0, 0, 0, 0. No, it's 9 zeros, Bill, not just 0. It's 9.
Okay.
You got to go 0 to the 9th power.
That's right.
Yeah, zero is more than just 0, especially when you triple my pay.
Hey, my computer finally finished updating after 45 minutes, so I'll give it a go now.
Maybe you can join us here.
Bye, all.
You want to try to join us?
Yeah, I'll try and join you and see if it works.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, Jeff, N3VE. I saw a burglar walk behind you there.
That's my girlfriend.
Okay. All right. Well.
What can you
Very
do?
good.
Say hi, Mari.
Hi. Hi.
Hello there. Hi. Okay. What do you got in your? You got anything good in your refrigerator? I'm getting hungry.
Yeah.
Probably not much. It's kind of empty. We went out to dinner tonight because there's really not much in there. Yeah. We had tacos and that was about it. But yeah, there's not much in there.
That's the cool thing about Dayton, man. Is I get to eat out and have my junk food for 4 straight days. I'm happy.
You know what? And I got to tell you something. I felt so horrible Sunday and Monday from the junk food I ate. It was horrible. I ate so much junk, and I'm not used to that. So
yeah,
it wasn't good. Not good at all.
Well, we got really lucky when they moved to Xenia. A friend of mine found the bed and breakfast there, and before we leave out, we always make next year's reservations because it gets that full. And it's me and some folks from the New York DX Club and some other folks. So it's all hams in that bed and breakfast. And we're right in downtown Xenia. So it's just a hop, skip, and a jump for us over to the fairgrounds.
Yeah, that sounds nice. I always stay on. My buddy Jim NS3K and myself always stay on Miller Lane at the Drury Inn. ICOM stays there. Who else was there? Gordo used to stay there. He wasn't there this year. You stayed there before.
Yeah, I've stayed here before. That's a really nice hotel, but it's so far away now. I mean,
it's 25 minutes.
Yeah. But the nice thing about it is, the free breakfast. They always have a really nice free breakfast. And I think every ham up and down that whole strip and that whole area comes to free breakfast that morning. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
That's funny.
In the chat room, they're asking. Go ahead.
Sandwich. Pork chop sandwich. They were $10, I think.
They were $10. Yeah. Didn't they look good?
Oh, they were wonderful. But I had the sirloin tip dinner from the one right next door to them.
Okay.
And the bourbon chicken was really good on rice.
Yeah. For fair food, it was quite good. And if anybody had that.
They really do have great food compared to what you could get at Howard Inn.
Yeah. Now, there's also a guy there that had, homemade kettle corn. And, oh, dear Lord, that popcorn was wonderful.
Was it?
Oh, yes. Yes, I got me a bag of it.
I kind of felt like he wasn't selling much corn, but maybe he did.
Oh, they were selling it just like hotcakes, man. It was everybody had a bag.
I'm glad because I walked by one time and he was they're just there by himself with like a couple bags.
Yeah, no. In the afternoon on Saturday, he kept putting up fresh bags, so it looked like he wasn't selling, but he was selling big time.
That's good.
And for me, one of the hacks that for this year is instead of paying for drinks up there, I'm just bringing a cooler of drinks with me, and that saved money. I paid for the meal, but not having to pay that $4 or $5 or more for a drink every time.
Exactly.
I brought a bunch of waters in with me, and this was the first year I actually purchased a vendor spot out in the boneyard, and I sold about what I expected to get money wise from the equipment that I put out there. I brought out what I thought was about $2,200 of what I wanted to get. I sold $1,500 in my pocket the first 4 hours on Friday, never opened up again, and brought home about $500 worth of equipment. So, I took a little bite on the dollar amount that I wanted to get, but that's okay. I did really well.
That was the one thing I noticed. People were definitely buying stuff this year. Everybody was carrying something around.
Or pulling a wagon full of equipment.
Yes.
I saw that several times.
Yeah. Yes.
No, but I by 12:30 on Friday afternoon, I had decided I'm done selling. I only had a small table, one spot. The spot cost $75. If anyone wants to come out and, sell equipment. I went through my shack after all these years and just pulled out some stuff and put a price on it and maybe sold it $20, $30 less than what I had it marked, and it sold.
Yeah.
First 4 hours of the Ham Fest, so I was happy.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, Bill's connected to the app now. You may need to let him in if you can.
All right, I can do that. It's going to cost him, though.
But, yeah, I mean, one thing I noticed on both Friday and Saturday, normally in the afternoon, you see the crowd tail off. And I did not see that this year. It seemed like it was very busy in the open areas and in the flea market all day, both days.
Yeah, when I went to video the emergency equipment, I think that was around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and there was just gobs of people streaming into those gates. I mean, I don't think it was ever slowed down.
I agree.
So I see Bill in there.
Hey, anybody win anything at the prize booth this year? Glenn, did you win anything?
No, I did not win anything this year. But I didn't win anything last year either.
I have been going to Dayton for the last 60 years. Actually, probably a little bit more than that. And I've only won one gift and that one prize, and that was a book on how to get into ham radio. And I just won that about 5 years ago.
Hey, I won one of those big diamond power supplies in Orlando, and we had to figure out a way to get it in my backpack to get it home.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm
using one of those $69 computers, Tom, and this is working better than my other laptop. When I tried my other laptop with this app, it can't find the camera. It says it's being locked up by some other app. So something's weird on that one. But this one seems to be working okay.
Yeah, it is.
It's one of those Evolve computers. But this is also the one that decided to update when I first powered it up.
Is that the little $80 Evolve computer?
Yeah. That's what I'm on right now.
I tried mine here, and it wouldn't see the camera or something. I don't know what was going on, but
well, my bigger laptop couldn't find the camera, the one I normally use. So I powered this one up, and then it immediately took 45 minutes to update.
Well, that's doing pretty good.
It's not too bad for an $80 computer.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Doing really good. Well, we were.
We had Dayton, and the first person I saw Dayton was actually out of all those 30,000 people, I ran right into Glenn as I was walking in.
Yeah. Oh, you were just coming in there when I ran into you? That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Papa Doc is wanting to know if we got any word on the attendance yet, and I have not heard a thing, but my gut feeling is it was the best they've had in a while.
Oh, the weather was fabulous. It was a big crowd on Friday, and Friday's normally not as big, but
I thought the crowd was
good.
bigger on Friday than it was on Saturday. I could be wrong, but
yeah. Well, my forum at 9:15, these people have had to have gotten just through the gate, and my forum started at 9:15, and it was standing room only. I would guess we had about 150 to 200 people in the room, and I'm not sure, but I think they actually stopped letting people in. It had gotten that full.
Wow, good for
I know
you.
mine was packed. We had 150 in the Balloon Sat forum on Friday, and that was on Friday, and we had at least 150 people in there, so it was a really good turnout.
And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. In my case, they promised more seats next year. So that says at least A, I'm coming back, and B, I'm going to have more chairs.
And I
it would have been nice
to be around.
The screen was a little bigger, though. The screen for people sitting in the back was a little hard to see what was on the screen.
See, in Forum 4, I had a full-size standard screen, so I was lucky there.
Oh, okay. Ours was a little smaller then.
Yeah.
And I heard it could be around 35,000 is the unofficial number I heard.
Wow. That would be about right, but that'd be about 6,000 more than last year.
So I'm looking for the numbers. Here's what I was seeing. Here's what our Skycam was seeing right here. I mean, to me, this is Saturday afternoon. I don't see anybody walking around Saturday afternoon.
It was not that busy out there, Tom. I was very surprised Saturday.
I don't know what's going on. It still may be record-breaking attendance, but I sure didn't see them outside.
Well, I tell you, I hit that flea market first thing Friday just because of weather and everything else. I hit it absolute first thing.
We've been going for 40 years, and 40 years, 35 years ago, 30 years ago, the outside was so crowded that we complained. We couldn't walk and see everything. It was elbow to elbow. We couldn't see everything. And we complained that it was too crowded. And this year is.
Well, I'll have to say, Tom,
I could throw a rock out there and not hit anybody.
Yeah, but Tom, you're only seeing one row of about 10 rows.
Well, let me show you another row. I'll show you another row.
And Tom, I asked some of the guys that were working our booth that's been going to Hamfest forever, and I asked that question is, what they told me is because this new layout is so much more spread out that it looks like less people compared to when it was up at the arena.
And I agree with that.
Yeah. It may be.
The common area between buildings, we did not have that.
When we had bad weather. Do you remember the bad weather days at the Hara Arena, and
that was
it'd be so crowded inside that you couldn't do sideways?
That was every year.
Yeah. And that was the thing, having that open area between buildings kind of dispersed the crowd a little bit, and the buildings did not get as crowded. Now, I will say in the ARRL area, when I was there, it was wall-to-wall people. So it was crowded, but you could maneuver around, and it was that way in most of the other buildings as well.
And here's a shot inside
the traffic
the
flow very well in this new.
See, and that's light compared to what I went through.
Yeah, and I know in the morning it was a whole lot more in the buildings. You could hardly move.
Like Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, that was Saturday afternoon. Yeah.
Now it just seemed
you
like
had more crowd in the morning.
Friday seemed much more crowded than Saturday, and I was shocked by that. But
the crowd's getting a little bigger there.
But I will say this, and something for you to think about in terms of how big this is. On Friday, I walked everything, and it was 4.8 miles. And then on Saturday, I did a lot of walking, and I walked 3.7.
Yeah.
So that's how spread out this really is.
So
Right.
the original was row 1. There's you're seeing row 2. You can see row 3 there. Maybe, I'm hoping they had a good attendance. I'm hoping they did. And
I would love to see that number. I'm sure they'll share it.
And Tom, you're seeing the 4 rows there, plus where we were was outside the track, up by the grandstand. There was a row there, and then on I would say the other side, outside of where you guys were set up, there was another section, and then past the track, there's a complete another 2 or 3 rows. So there's a lot of different vendors out there that spread out far and wide.
Yeah, they have a separate area other than the track for flea market stuff.
Oh yeah. It's in this area here. This
yes.
Yeah. So what do we got here? Let's see. That's I think maybe.
That's part of what I was doing.
Yeah, Jeff shot this.
I'm looking for my ticket stub. I think it said 36,000 was my number.
But I had a number, I think that was.
Yeah.
I had 34 nines, I think, 31 and 34.
There was the ticket numbers were so varied. Looking at the prize drawings,
there were some 60,000 numbers on the ticket, so I wouldn't go by those in attendance.
That was my point. You can't go by that for attendance.
And I think the flea market tickets were different numbering than the general admission tickets.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, that's probably it. They're probably like 10,000. They start with 10,000 for this one, 20,000 for that group.
Yeah. Say like my general admissions were 34.9 something.
Let me see what the flea market was.
But the thing is, that crowd, like they were saying, it was in and out of that gate, and it was steady. In that common area between the buildings, it was always crowded.
Yeah, and I took a video of the common area at the beginning of my second video, so you can kind of see what I call the main street.
See, and in Hera,
how many people are there?
You were always funneled into a very small area inside at Hera.
True.
The way to get between areas was that little itty bitty walkway.
That's true when you think about it. I mean, the food court, or the courtyard as I called it, was huge. There were so many people out there on Friday.
Yes.
And I thought it would be more crowded on Saturday. It wasn't as crowded.
No, Friday was way more crowded.
I like that camper. It looks like a lunar lander.
That's a pop-up. I mean, that thing, I looked at it carefully, and it, the one side folds down before the other folds down, and like different than the pop-ups that I'm remembering from a kid. The kind of the whole lid popped up and then 2 sides popped out. Remember those, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that other camper was really neat too, on the right.
Now, what amazed me was out near the flea market area, near the track, there was a guy, and his license plate was Porcupine, shortened to 7 characters or whatever.
So,
and I mean, he must have had 30 mag-mount antennas.
I have the story on that one. I talked to the individual. He's right by our amateur radio booth. And what he does is every year he sets up scanners, about 20 of them, and he tries to record all the broadcasts of the handhelds and everything that's going on in hamvention, and then he downloads it and puts it on a server. So his intent is, if you had a good friend that passed away during, after this, you could go back and try to find your recording of you and that dear friend of yours, and you'll be able to capture that.
So that's cool.
Yeah, it's really neat.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, this is the whole satellite section. The one.
But as far as new products, I heard there was a Kenwood. I know ICOM and Yaesu didn't have anything new.
Yeah. Kenwood. Jeff interviewed Ray. Kenwood's got a new product out.
ICOM has the
905.
A new handheld. Kenwood has a new handheld. Yaesu just came out with a new FTM 500. That's a mobile rig.
And there's a IC 905 is starting to be delivered. Are you all familiar with the 905?
No, I'm not.
Yes.
The Kenwood one.
Oh yeah, that's
the handheld.
Yeah,
quite
Rick is saying the D75 HT.
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to leave.
All right. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'm so sorry that I couldn't figure out how to get my.
That's okay. Not a problem. Not a problem.
Get things going earlier, but appreciate it. And
just blame it on the app. That's what Glenn does. He blames it on the app.
I reboot it and it works. So
yeah, I have had to do that as well.
Thanks for allowing me to do what I did out there for you.
Thank you.
I appreciate everything you've done for me in the past years.
Good job. So, just make sure on your wheel I know
the wheel's all set. Yeah. Hold on. I just got this when I ordered my new Maestro. Hold
on. I don't know if he's updated his wheel or not, guys, but all his flex stuff's supposed to be coming to me. Let's see what he's got there. Let me look at this.
They gave me a hat.
You got a new hat.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, the ICOM hats were pretty good this year, and ARRL was giving out hats as well.
Oh, man, I used to get so many hats. My wife, every about 5 or 10 years, she would clean the closet out of hats and donate 40 or 50 hats.
I am not a hat wearer, but the flex one I'm going to keep. But Tom, you can have. I'll make sure you get a brand new one. All right.
Well, I had enough hats we could have an Icon ball team, a Yaesu ball team,
Yeah.
Right. All that. So, all right, man. Hey, Jeff, thank you, man. Good night. See you later.
Here's the hamvention. Here's the official hamvention hat.
Okay.
Let's look at that.
Look at that.
This is the hamvention hat.
Yeah.
And they gave me a shirt too. I got a nice, really nice shirt. From the hamvention.
I didn't get a shirt.
Yeah, look at you.
Well, hamvention is trying to get higher. Hamvention is trying to get a little higher class now. Like these restaurants, you go in, you got to have a coat and a tie, and if you don't have a coat and a tie, they have one you can wear.
Well, if they're trying to go high class, they let me do a forum. Well, there's their problem right there.
So they gave Bill a shirt. They gave Bill a shirt and a hat.
Well, maybe they're just trying to send him a message.
Yeah, I think it was.
That's because I did the balloon launch. The balloon launch thing, I was considered part of the committee member. That's cool. So this is what they gave all the committee member.
Outstanding.
The hamvention. So
that's nice.
So that's pretty key. I have a collection from every year I do a balloon launch, and they're all different colored hats. This is the first time they gave me a shirt, though, so I was really pleased to get that. Hey, I was going to mention the ICOM 905. I believe it's a new product. I didn't see it at Dayton, but a friend of mine just got one in, and you all, I know Tom's got the 9700. Glenn, you've got a 9700,
I do.
Don't you?
Yes.
This is the 905 is a 9700 on steroids. Of course, it costs twice as much, but it does 2 meters, 440. 1200, 2.4, 5.6, and 10 gigahertz with an optional module.
Good heavens.
And a friend of mine in Arizona just got his, and you can do FM ATV with it and all kinds of different modes.
Cool.
Well, with that radio, you got to buy about $4,000 worth of antennas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or maybe maybe we ought to just come up with a multi-band antenna that would hit all those bands. What do you think?
Well, WA5VJB did a lot of high-frequency antennas on PC boards. He had a log periodic that covered multiple bands, and they made great feed horns, and actually just for mountain topping, they worked well for that too.
Yeah.
That was Ken Britton.
All right,
All right,
folks. We need Jeff. Save me 3. Jeff, save me 3. Goodbye.
Good night. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
All right, man. All right, we need some more callers. Come on, we're gonna up the ante again. We're gonna increase the pay to ×3 if you call in. So give us a call.
I do have to say something, and in advance this is going to be the case, but it seemed even more so this year. It seemed like I hit the ground there Thursday afternoon, and the next thing I woke up and it was time to drive home. It was that fast. Nothing slowed down. You were at a pace the whole way.
Yeah.
And like I said, I felt that there was.
I drove home on Friday after my launch because I had a graduation on Saturday here in Alabama. They always the weekend always coincides with high school graduations.
Oh man,
that happened to me last year. My nephew graduated, and I missed Saturday.
And you've got about the same drive as I do. Yeah, that is embroidered. That is nice.
Next time you have to live stream the graduation, so you can be there.
This is a really nice shirt. I'm gonna wear this.
Yeah.
All right, let me make a quick announcement here, just in case. Well, let's see. Oh man, I'm looking. We got thousands of people watching right now. Maybe there's tens of thousands listening on shortwave right now. Hey, if you're out there listening to shortwave, send me an email to tom@w5kub.com. We'd love to hear from you. You're listening on WBCQ 7490 International Shortwave out of Monticello, Maine. We'd love to have you send us an email. Join our Facebook group. It's called W5KUB. 14,000 people in here now. It's about ham radio, shortwave, electronics, all that kind of good stuff. Hit that subscribe button right about there. I think it's right about there. I don't see it here, but I know it's right there. So hit that subscribe button if you will. And join our show on Tuesday nights, 8:00 p.m. on W5KUB.com. And you can join us and watch the live video, and you can watch or you can enter into our chat room and chat with us and others that are watching. And just for you guys that like to just listen to the podcast, we're on just about every podcast carrier, iNet Radio, Google Play, all those. Just search your favorite podcast carrier for Amateur Radio Roundtable, and you'll find us there. And hey, if you're out there listening, I like to get emails from people that just do the podcast download. So if you're listening there on the audio podcast, send me an email and let me know. I like to hear from you and where you are and so forth. And we thank you for joining us there. All right, so we are back. Nobody's on the phone yet.
Yeah, Papa Doc is saying that ICOM debuted the ID50.
Yeah, we talked about that. We Jeff actually talked to Ray Novak about that. I don't think it's available yet, but they're showing it.
Hey, Tommy, you mind if I throw out a question to the audience?
Go right ahead.
So if you attended Hamvention this year, what was your favorite forum?
You're talking to me?
No, to the audience.
Oh, to the audience, yeah. You know, I never went to any of the forums because, I never went to any of the forums because, Hamvention was only, 3 days, 2.5 days. And I couldn't see spending hours in there when I could have a good time outside, So
you almost feel cheated if you take time to go out to a forum. I tend to agree.
Yeah, you really do, man. I mean, especially if you want to go to a bunch of forums, if you go there and you hit 4 forums, man, you done wiped out the entire day, man. So
exactly.
So yeah, hey, select the one you like Glenn's, and go to it. But hey, skip everybody else, man. But yeah, what's your favorite forum, guys? And things have changed a lot since I got my license 58 years ago. A lot of things have changed, and we were out in the flea market outside for probably 30 years. And I like looking at the old stuff, the surplus junk and the old stuff, and that's what I like.
They had piles of it this year.
Yeah, some years I never went inside the buildings there at Hera. I never went inside, and Glenn, I tell you, that was a scary thing back then. You go in there, you might get lost. You might not come out for like years, man.
Oh yeah, there were secret passages between all the various areas, and if you didn't leave breadcrumbs, you were just totally toast.
That's right. And I couldn't understand. Some of my friends say, "Well, it's in there in the go room. Just you go through this door and you go there." And
I didn't even know they had a bar there in Harris.
Let me tell you, you need a road map inside that building.
Yeah,
at least that's
I
what
didn't know that, Glenn.
Somebody mentioned it last week. I'm just like, really?
Yeah.
I never knew.
Well, I tell you what.
And if it rained in the flea market, you couldn't get out of the building.
No.
Yeah, everybody's in the building. But, at least you had the basketball like court area with all the seats where people could come in and sit down. Right. But, man.
Yeah.
So, then, after 30 years, we moved inside. And it was simple. I mean, I knew my way around. I mean, it was simple. You got here, you got this hallway, you got this room here. It was simple, man. But for 30 years, I didn't even want to go in that building.
It was my second year at Hera before I realized the areas were color coded. And then I learned the secret passages between the areas.
Well, and even back then, if someone said to me, it's in the gold room, I wouldn't even know how to find the gold room.
No, you just had to just walk around until you noticed the color was the one you wanted.
Yeah.
No, it was crazy. That's the thing I do like about Xenia is it's very easy to figure out where you are. You get lost, you just get out of the building and you're in the common area and you can get your bearings from there.
Well, also you can find that big tower that's over by the grandstand over there.
Yes.
So if you saw that tower, you knew you were by that grandstand. So
yeah,
it's a good landmark.
Well, then you've got that police.
Traffic doesn't seem to be as bad, and parking is a lot better than it was at O'Hara too.
No, I mean I got parking in the special lot, and I mean I didn't even have to touch the brakes going in. I mean it was like 2 cars ahead of me. So no, it was beautiful.
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to have to bail on you guys. I got to get up early in the morning.
Yeah, Jeff, thanks, man. Thanks for all the help at Hamvention and being with us tonight. Appreciate
anytime you guys need me to jump on, I'm willing to help you guys anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, you're a full-fledged member now. You can't get away from us. And hey, if we do another one next year, we need you, man.
Yep, come in. I'll be there.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, take care. Cheers, 73.
Good night.
Good night.
Well, Mark hadn't been talking much tonight. I don't know what Mark's doing.
No, Mark's worn out from the weekend still.
But he had a lot of stuff. I think Mark sold stuff. How were sales, Mark? You do okay?
They were good.
That's good, man.
Yeah, I stopped by his booth a couple times.
Well, we were out in the flea market. Of course, we hadn't sold anything in 10 or 12 years since we moved, especially since we moved inside and did the show. But
I have a question for Mark.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, Mark. You have that Starlink terminal, but it's not available in the Dayton area. How do you get that one? Is that a mobile one or is that the standard one?
It's the standard one. I had put in for it when they first started with the beta testing.
Well, Bill, we also sent a note directly to Elon just a couple months ago, and he
said
wanted
it's
to help.
Dayton, Ukraine.
Yeah, he wanted to help us out. He wanted to help us out.
So we're a town in the Ukraine, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think he's cut back he's cut back what my understanding is he has restricted some of the things that his Starlink will do now in the Ukraine. He didn't want to I don't know. He didn't want to look single-sided or something. I don't understand what's going on here.
Well, I'm trying to get it here, and they say it's not available here, and the only option is the very expensive mobile version. The monthly rate is quite a bit more than the standard residential version. They won't sell me the residential version because it's not here yet. It's certain pockets. There's little hexagons that are about 6 mile wide that are where you can buy them. And about 100 miles to my west, scattered across central Mississippi and western Alabama, you can buy it, but not here.
Well, you know, Jason Johnson down in Texas, he brought one up. I guess was planning on using it, but he could not make his Starlink work there at Dayton. I don't know why.
You have to change
that
your
was what
home
I was
address.
wondering how far you could move it. How far you can move it from a fixed location when you have a residential
Mark is very close. Mark's very close to the fairgrounds.
About a 7-mile drive.
Okay.
So that's probably why this one worked, you know.
Yeah.
There was something about if you change your address that your slot might go away. And then when you try to move back to your original address, you might not be able to. I stumbled across that tidbit, so I didn't try to change it. I also tried it at our other location. Yes. We have some property to the north of us. It's probably 30 miles northwest-ish from where we live and where fairgrounds are. And I took it up there, and it worked up there too without doing anything. So I don't know. I don't know how big.
I tried a year ago to get. I tried a year ago to get one. They said it'd be a 1-year wait, and now I tried again now, and it'll still say it'll be later this year. So it'll be like fall.
Yeah, they just kept changing the date on mine from way back when I signed up. It just the date kept moving forward.
Hey guys, I want to do a quick test here. I've been reporting some issues to the app people. I want to do a quick test here and just verify it. So I'm going to mute. Glenn and Mark. Let me see if I can do that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to start a little video and then stop a video. What I've seen is if I have someone muted and I do a video and I come back, it automatically unmutes you. So I want to see if that really holds true. That was happening between me and Mark, but
I'm pretty sure that's what happens because when you played it earlier, that happened.
So Glenn, I'm gonna mute you. So stand by. All right, Glenn's muted, and I'll mute Mark. No, I'm gonna mute Bill because I've done this to Mark before. Bill, I'm gonna mute you, and I'm gonna play a video. All right, so here we go. We're going to do a short video. Let's see what happens here. Here we go. Okay, now let's see what happened here. So
they're unmuted.
Yep,
everybody's unmuted.
Everybody's unmuted. Yeah.
There was an actual message that says you have been muted while video is playing.
Correct, but the audio came out of my default speakers and not my headphones.
I think Glenn is imagining. He imagines a lot of stuff there. You know.
Now wait a minute. I have not touched a drop of alcohol since Saturday.
Glenn has on the program here. Glenn has all kinds of sounds coming out of everything. It comes out of a speaker 1 minute, and it comes out of his headphones another minute. I wouldn't be surprised. He tells me it comes out of one of his caps later. You know.
Are you sure you don't have a filling where it's coming out of, Glenn?
Yeah.
He's picking it up in his jaw tooth there.
This one right here.
Yeah.
But no, something in the app is not switching from your playback into.
Now Glenn is frozen for me. Everybody else seems to be moving, but Glenn has been frozen for the last 2 minutes.
Huh. Works fine for me.
What I have noticed, Bill, is when people see on this app, when you see the other person frozen, if you're looking at it on YouTube, it's not frozen. I don't know. It's just something internal here. So, Glenn doesn't like the app.
Well, yeah, I'm looking at YouTube now, and he's not frozen. You're right.
I'm going to use the same. I'm going to use the same excuse that Dale gave me. That's the way it's designed. It's supposed to work that way.
Yeah. Brett says, "Do Glenn's cat generates QRM?" At times, I would guess they do.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
You're still frozen.
That's crazy.
On the app, but not on YouTube.
What about my audio? Is my audio frozen?
Audio's fine.
No, it's fine.
That's
let me make Glenn. I'm gonna make Glenn full screen. There we go. Is he still frozen on you?
Now he's moving.
Now he's moving, huh? Now he's back. I put him back in a small box here. All right.
The cat's non-static.
Well, guys,
I like that one.
Let me tell you, I'm just really irked. I don't know if that's a word or not. I'm irked about my keyboard. I think I'm going to live with it. I don't know.
I could not live with it.
I mean, it's more of a psychological thing to me. I mean, the keys all still work. I don't have to hit shift. For instance,
but my fingers know the difference.
I don't have to hit shift. I don't have to hit shift to get the /, although it's on top. I don't have to hit it. They all work right. It's just that they're printed backwards.
Why did it have to change?
I think it has something to do with gaming, and that's what I was hoping that we had.
Why did it have to change if the keys still give the same output shifted or what? Why did they reverse? All they did was reverse the label.
Yeah, why? That's the question I keep asking, and nobody has the answer.
Well, I'll tell you, they got it from the Bill Gates School of Windows, which is change it just to make everybody gripe. I mean, look, every time you touch Windows, they move things around.
Well, yeah.
It takes you 6 days to figure out how to turn the thing off.
Well, hey, this is Windows 11, and when I got it, I couldn't find the off button. They moved it.
Oh yeah, they moved it on 11 again.
Yeah, they moved it.
And y'all yell at me for staying on Windows 7.
Well,
I know where everything is on Windows 7.
Windows 8.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey guys, it's probably about time to shut down the show tonight. Let's see. Chris says, bet there are game shortcut keys.
But it still gives you the same character. It's just the labeling on the keys is backwards.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't want to send this thing back and start over.
I would send it back and start over. I'm sorry. I'm just that fussy. I'm fussy about the feel of my keyboard, so I would definitely I'd be ape over that. I had to replace this keyboard to get the big backspace key because I couldn't stand the single square size backspace key.
My favorite key, Glenn, is the metal Apple keyboards that are on a big sheet of aluminum, and they've got the chiclet keys. It's got a great feel. They're a nice size, and you can set it up to be used on a PC. People think, oh, that's only for an Apple, but no, it works on a PC.
Do you remember the Keytronics? Do you remember the Keytronics Lifetime keyboards? Those were my all-time favorite. Absolutely. And I mean, I kept going on eBay and hunting one down every time mine died because they were not Lifetime, but they were darn close to it. I would wear the label off of the keys. And, eventually keys would just
Radio Shack Color Computer had really chintzy chiclet keys on it. But they had an aftermarket guy to sell these beautiful keyboards that would fit right into the computer. And I did that to all mine, and it works great. I still, I still have a Coco running in the back.
I found these. This is a V7. This is about all I can get as far as height on it. But it's got the big backspace key. It's got the soft feel. And this is like a $7 keyboard. I love it.
That looks nice.
And it's just the right feel.
Yeah, well, you know what I might, Chris has got a good idea. I might just take me an X-Acto knife and just scrape the key tops off, you know, and get me a silver pen and just write the new ones on top of them.
You could get a mirror and hold it up and look at it that way. Just put a mirror up in front of you.
Well, that do it, or just make them backwards. I don't think it's reverse them, but.
So what happened? They put the labels on inverted?
Yes.
Well, and they say this is a new design. Look at this, Bill. Look at this. Now look at this. All right, look at my keyboard. This is a brand new $1,500 laptop. Look, you see the question mark and the forward slash?
Oh, yeah.
On a normal keyboard, the question mark's at the top, the slash is at the bottom.
Right.
But if I hit that key, I get the slash. If I do a shift, I get the question mark. And same thing on the numbers at the top. The same thing.
Yeah,
the numbers
they reverse
top.
the function of the shift as compared to the labeling on the keys.
No. The shift is still the same. I mean, the shift is right.
As compared to the labeling of the keys, it's reversed.
That's right. It's all across the numbers.
And they did the same thing for the left and right caret and the
everything.
Look at the numbers.
Oh man,
everything. Every symbol is reversed. And they say this is a new design. This is a Dell gaming laptop, the G16. You know, and I was on the phone with Dale for 8 hours yesterday, and man, I gave them a heck about this. Nope. After 2 and 3 hours, they finally said, "Well, we just found out that's a new design." Okay, well, tell me why you did it. Why? Well, nobody could tell me.
No.
And then they would say, "Hey, but the keyboard is functioning properly, so there's nothing we can do in this department. Thank you. Goodbye." So I tried somebody else, and
no, they don't know. They just had to change things around, and they didn't think that anybody would notice.
So this is the G16. The lady told me on the phone last night that if I want to send this back, I can get the G15. The G15 has the correct keyboard, but the G16 has this keyboard.
I would have sent it back before the show today.
Yeah,
that's weird.
I'm sorry. The only way that they fix things the right way is you shop with your wallet, or
I still think those keys will pop off, and you can pop a new key top
unnerving.
on. Yeah.
Well, it depends on how they do those keypads, because on laptops they may be part of a board.
Yeah.
And not removable.
Right.
So Chris looks this up. He looked it up on PC Magazine from 2022. It shows this keyboard. I guess it's my fault for ordering the thing with that keyboard.
Well, how would you know? I mean, keyboards have had the same layout, from the days of the Remington typewriter.
Okay, Chris says no, I can't pop the Dell keys off. I thought I could.
Nope.
Yeah, maybe not.
And he's got a review of the G16, so I'm betting the reviewer had a few fine words to say about it.
All right.
Let's go see.
Well, if you can't pop the key tops off, replace my keyboard. I bet it's got the same keyboard that the G15's got. Well, I don't know. Oh well. Okay.
Well, maybe for games they didn't want those special symbols or used a lot for games, and they wanted those to be something you didn't have to shift to get to.
No, the shift is still, nothing changed on the shift. For instance, you see the slash and the question mark. Normally the question mark's on top, and the slash is on the bottom. I don't have to hit slash. I don't have to hit shift to get the slash. I just hit the key. It's just marked backwards.
Oh,
so
that's
if I want the question mark, I have to do a shift for the question mark.
All right.
Which don't make sense to me.
That just changed the labeling.
So shift is down instead of up.
Well,
yeah. Basically, they've taken the keys and moved the symbol, reversed the symbol, but it retains the original function. So now the top symbol is what it prints without shifting.
Right. And,
so they've inverted the
right.
shift button, which is anti-human thinking and anti-convention. And why did they suddenly do? I don't see what a gamer. I have done games. I don't see what this
Glenn,
benefits a gamer.
I'm talking to this.
You know what I think happened?
What?
I think it was a printing error, and they decided to feature it because it would be too costly to fix.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
But hey, the tech
I've
support.
seen that happen.
Hey, tech support spent an hour. They said we're looking at it. See if we can change that on the software. Change it. I said you're crazy. If you change it in software, then it's really going to print backwards.
It's really going to be backwards. Yeah, no, they did it. They did this keyboard backwards, and like Bill says, they're trying to cover it up that they made a mistake.
Yeah,
because this is the first time I've ever seen a keyboard like this.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Like N7 XPR says gaming keyboards are like that. He just saw a picture he found. I don't know what. See, I said, okay, tell me why. Why are they like it? What's the benefit? Hey, I might like it. Tell me why it's like this.
Well, what made you change from convention? Yeah,
but they don't know.
And gamers are not the only ones that use computers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. If I got that, it would be back at the store right after I got it out of the box.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd go back to Windows 7.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure Mark can probably help me here. Mark will probably find me a G15 keyboard somewhere and send it down, and I can just drop that keyboard in here.
I'm running Windows 8 on one of my computers, Glenn, but I put that shell in it so it gives the start menu, because that tile was horrible on Windows 8.
Well, I run 7 here, 7 here, 10 there, 10 on my laptop, and I've got a brand new 11 system on the floor here waiting to replace this one when I have downtime that I can afford to transfer all of my data and do it in between books and stuff. And N7 XGR, okay, it's not backwards, but is the reverse of every convention of every keyboard ever made for a PC.
Yeah, maybe backwards is the wrong word. Or I don't know if reversed is a
inverted, backwards, whatever.
Upside down.
It's upside down labeling. The labeling is incorrect.
It's yeah.
I don't care how you slice it. That labeling is anti-convention on keyboards.
Well,
and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, what makes gamers so special that they get to redo the keyboards for the world?
I don't even understand why it would be a help to invert it like that.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Hey, it may be a communist plot here.
I think it is.
It was probably an intern given the task of redesigning a keyboard, and they had never typed on a conventional keyboard before.
Right.
Maybe so. Keyboard just swap.
They went out and ordered 1 million of them, and they said, "Well, we better feature it." So
I still say that it was a printing error or a design error at the manufacturer, and they said, "Well, we've got too many of them, too expensive to redo. So let's just say it's this new magic convention, and that's what the new world is going to learn how to touch type."
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, I want everybody. Hey, we're going to close the show. I want everybody out there in the chat room. We got a lot of there's a lot of interest in this. I want you guys to research this and come back next week and try to explain to me why this is good, why I need this. Okay. Hey, good night to everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. This is the Amateur Radio Roundtable, a show about ham radio, shortwave, electronics. Join us on Tuesday nights at w5kub.com at 8 p.m. Central Time, and we'll see you. Good night. Thanks for being with us. All right.